We'll bring this meeting to order.
Well, yeah.
First thing on the agenda is to review and approve the minutes of the last meeting.
I've read the minutes and move that we accept them as written.
Okay. David?
Can I have it here somewhere? I don't know the number.
Editing.
It hasn't stopped.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You might have asked.
Oh, I know.
Well, we'll see what he brings back. Second thing is the warrant. We'll review and approve the warrant.
I think they're, are they right here? Where's the letter?
That's abatements.
You didn't put them back on my desk.
Here they are right in front of me.
You have them? At least you're there.
Well, at least, yeah, at least you feel bad, but at least you got them.
Yeah, okay.
Next thing is, like I say, review and approve the warrants. There's a payroll.
I move that they be accepted as presented.
I'll second it.
All right, so I don't get it started on the wrong spot, so just sign them here, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Last time we signed something else.
Somebody's bill.
Well, tough day, tough day.
Next thing, we got some abatements to look at from Cumberland County Regional Assessment.
Trailers and campers.
is Jackie Swanson as well as?
Yeah.
You got the Jackie Swanson one?
Yeah.
Then it's supposed to be.
Okay.
No.
Thank you. That was part of the warrant.
The next thing is a request for a TIF application extension, it's gotta be signed.
Normally, your application has to be in by the end of February. But there's a provision that allows you to ask for an extension to the end of March. That's what we're asking for. We're feverishly waiting for information.
Do you need this one signed too? This is the long road?
Yes, that letter needs to be signed as well. That one, Dwight, we corrected the address on the Long Road Energy.
The next thing is a power failure to the heating system damage.
We got a power outage during the deep freeze for, I don't know how long it was,
3 hours.
3 hours, I guess. And,
Long enough to freeze the pipes.
long enough to freeze the coils in that one. I think the pipes as well lead to it, that one. Planning board office, Deb's office, and Bruce's office. Interestingly, that one didn't freeze, and nothing else froze up in the building. And luckily, it froze it up enough so you can continue to operate that building. So, right now, we're waiting for, mechanical services to come back with some more materials. And they're gonna try to patch up these coils. It's split on the ends of every one of them. And they did a little bit of brazing on them the other night, but, we're gonna try again and see if they can get it. Otherwise, it's gonna be a long time. There's several months worth of lead time on these things, so, like everything nowadays.
Debbie's gonna eat enough to keep everyone away.
Yeah, we're keeping the doors open, and
I said, don't feel so bad in here now.
No, I expected it to be colder in the.
I did too. More than it normally is.
Let
me invite you, Dwight, down to the fire hall.
We don't care about it. Light a fire.
You want it going big enough to take everything.
but it's causing a little bit of a disruption because the cheerleading folks can't come in because we can't keep the doors secured. And those guys are around and they get everything.
What is weather, aren't you guys?
Okay.
This place faces 5 tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, it was kinda nice. Yeah.
So did this happen, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting, but did this happen Friday night and Saturday morning?
Saturday morning.
Yeah, yeah.
right in the deadest, coldest part of the day, again,
Yeah. 1:36.
You had 36?
No, it was 1:36 AM.
Oh.
We lost power, yeah. And it came on at 4:38, I think it was.
that was at your house?
That was here too.
Oh.
I'm on the same line.
It's the whole thing,
That's
circuit.
when I was with it, same time you were.
And I'm on a different line, so we never lost our power.
Yeah, yours comes down. Deep Falls on that.
From Leamington, it comes across from Leamington, then up Route 11.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on the same line as what Bridgeton Hospital's on. So, if something goes sour, they usually try to get that one up quick.
You're not on Bridgeton.
I mean,
When your line stops right at the blinker light, if you look at the poles,
Yeah.
there's about that much wire that's not hooked together on all three lines.
Oh, no.
But you gotta look at the pole and you keep studying, and then you realize there's no wire there.
Yeah, stuff with the Lincoln.
That pole
Yeah,
right at the
the
blinker.
Lincoln light was
is
out.
the last one.
Yeah. So, yeah, cause I know, I drove through here at like 3 o'clock. Go get gas.
That was your problem. That's about the time I come through.
I had to go get gas, you hit that Cornish.
So this heater, combined with a few space heaters, is the full heat, right, aside from the bathrooms. Bathrooms have heat,
Yeah, there's one in the hall here.
Yeah.
And one in the hall.
The rest of the building, you know, the ones in the hall, down at the end, the one here, the one in the bathroom, or,
so the internal things did well.
Yeah.
There's the stuff along the walls there.
Yeah.
So we're lucky really to have the one on the selectmen.
we were very lucky. You especially.
I don't know, I think she'd rather have theirs, though,
Yeah.
She walked in on Monday and was like, I can't work in here, holy cow.
Sarah's leaving because she's cold, and I wanna leave because I'm hot.
Look at office.
I know, if I could get my, computer screens up, the, what do you call it, all of my information over there, I'd gladly switch places.
The next thing on the agenda here is a security camera system failure.
The DVR quit.
Yeah, that was last week before all of this.
Have they got back to us yet with a price on that?
Nope.
No.
So
They're still
I'll
using
follow
the
up.
spare one?
Yeah, so they've given us a temporary loaner, and, they are to email us an estimate for the replacement. So we're still waiting on that. But, are you gonna say something, Bruce?
Well, did anyone change batteries into the battery backup, the UPS? The battery in the UPS, because that was one, that was not plugged into the UPS. It was plugged into another outlet. Well, it kinda needs to go through the UPS, and that's, so when there is a power surge, you don't take it out.
But
And I noticed this time, I looked today when we was there, chasing wires,
Uh-huh.
and it's plugged in the bottom, so it's got plugged in where it needed to be, but it wasn't plugged in where it should have been.
No.
Well, the gentleman from Security 101, he said that it would not have made any difference at all, because I pointed that out to him. We have the big surge protector, whatever it is that you call it there, but he said that it would not have made any difference at all.
I think it did. Because it was not plugged into it, and you didn't lose anything on any of the others. So, that's just my opinion, what it's worth. Everyone got a chance to say what it's worth.
On a slightly different subject, though, Bruce and I managed to trace out the lines for the two hard copper lines that he needs for his office and one for DAK. Have phone contact when this power's out.
And the gentleman that I spoke to, our rep from TWI, said that they're phasing out landlines entirely, that they will be ceasing to exist, is what he told me. And I said, well, we want it for as long as we can have it.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Expensive to maintain.
Yeah. Yep.
Next thing on the agenda is 79 Pigeon Brook Road.
I sent the request, an email request to take the, property owner to court. That'll get their attention. That's the bank.
That's what I was gonna say.
The question is, can you get their attention, but,
You know, we don't try.
Right.
Right,
You know, so.
yeah.
Paul, did you get anything else?
I do. The Boston Post Cane presentation is Thursday, the 9th at 2. And I obtained some information from, Angela Jackson. And then, the following day, she dropped me off, some additional information, some like personal history. So, recite that prior to presenting her with like, and we've got refreshments.
20, 30 people probably going.
Yeah, she thought at first 30 to 40, but now it's more 30. So I'm making some cookies, Connie's making some things, and then I picked up some fruit to do a fruit salad and cheese and crackers, and we'll have punch and coffee. And
At least I'll get that on the.
But this is my first experience with this, but, I guess historically there's only been a handful of people present at these.
No, there was a pretty good crowd at the last one.
Yeah, there was. Oh, good.
Was it Richard Hopkins? Was his name?
Hopkins, Mr. Hopkins.
Yeah. No, there was a pretty good crowd, and we had it here.
Good.
And that was whoever wanted to come.
Yep.
It was a public open kind of thing. Is that what this one is too?
Yes,
Is it open to
I
the
think.
public? Yeah? We're gonna put it in the shopping guide or something?
Usually-
Oh, yeah, right, it's Thursday.
Thought about
Put
that.
it on, we can post it on Facebook if you wanted to.
I could do that.
That's this Thursday, too?
Yes. Yeah.
That's gonna be good. When are we gonna have that? We're gonna do it here, when you think?
I think it's probably, we had initially planned for this room, but I think with everything kind of, yeah. We'll set up some chairs and the side table with the refreshments, and it probably will be a bit warmer down there too, I don't know. Although, the room has been fairly comfortable,
This is a bad idea.
you know.
You get anything else? Bob? Jimmy?
One thing, also, Friday night, we got a murder, one off here. Bob checked it out. I came down after the fact, didn't find it. But it says, to reply, one, to cancel the alarm, 2, to set an emergency service. So I pressed 1 to cancel, and then it said I had to, enter a password. We don't have password. We're supposed to have passcode in Cunningham about the alarm system. We have the same company at work, and when they call, and everybody's got their own passcode, and
We do have one.
we do,
Yes, because when I call to talk to them,
yeah.
they won't speak to me freely until I give them that it's a passcode, a numeric passcode,
Okay.
and it's a fairly well-known.
I mean, I'm not giving you that.
Hint, but, yeah.
Okay. Right.
I'll share that with you.
Okay, so it's
When
one
we're not on
generic,
camera.
it's one generic passcode, because we have our own passcode that works too.
Yeah, I don't think we're all meant to have individual ones, because that's not what they ask. They'll just ask me for the numeric passcode.
Okay.
I give it to them, and then they'll speak with you
Yeah.
freely about our account.
Right.
I better get it too. The other thing I wanna say about the alarm was that the Girl Scouts were way down in the far end, and the, people doing cheering practice were, I guess, up in the multipurpose room, and they left and set the alarm. And after the thing kept going off over and over again, I said, well, geez, guess I better get up, take my pajamas off.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I come down here.
So what was that, like 6 o'clock in the afternoon?
No, it had to have been after 7:30, because they cheer until at least that
About
time, I think.
8:15 in the, I come down here mad as hell, and I walk down, back door's thrown open, what's going on here?
Just in case.
But you can't hear the siren from, if you're down past
Wow.
multi-purpose room, you can't hear the fact that it's going on.
And the siren's supposed to scare the robbers away.
Well, if it does on this end, then
Is
you'll
that-
tell people that there's
Just
something
the-
going
Oh,
on.
the silent alarm.
So we need to get an alarm extension or
I was
something.
just saying, I'd get another siren and run your wire down to the other end,
Yeah,
couple 9 inch on the building.
yeah.
Well, it is tough sometimes, like when I'm working late, the multipurpose or gym is dark. So it is hard to decipher whether or not anybody's down on that end, so I'm sure the reverse is true,
Yeah.
you know? But, so when they left, they probably just weren't thinking, because typically the Girl Scouts are here on Sundays, so I don't know how they happened to change it. I wasn't aware that they were coming on Friday, but,
Like I said, I get caught a couple times where I gotta run quick to go get it and sat there counting down.
Oh, yeah.
because we set it on you.
Planning board or something like that, and I'm still here.
Usually you park pretty close, you have your parking spot up there, so,
But I think it's just not here, and this one you got sat running.
All set, Joe? All set. Kathy?
Just, not exactly sure where to fit it in. Recently, I think it was the year before last, Glenn received the Spirit of America Award, and Joanne Ward got it last year. And I wondered if Norma had been on the list to receive that for all the stuff that she's done for the community. But she's not gonna be here long. She's got maybe 8 weeks.
Really?
oh, no.
Yeah. She's got cancer and it's back with a vengeance, and it's not good. So I wondered if there was anything, even if we couldn't do that we could acknowledge her efforts in some fashion. I don't quite know what that looks like, but I want to put the thought out there.
Usually they send us an email, you know, looking for names and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and that'll happen here pretty quick.
Yeah.
So it's something we can consider anyways.
I just didn't know what time, like, it used to be like our town meeting, which would be the second Saturday in March, but we're not there anymore, we're in May.
Yeah.
She won't be. So,
But she had an operation Monday at her.
yeah.
Tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, she weighs 86 pounds.
Wasting away.
They put in a feeding tube. She's gonna starve to death.
Basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so if we can do something to just acknowledge her for her efforts, even if it's a group of us that go and present her with some sort of a certificate that just say, you know, thanks so much for all you've done, and some flourish.
Well set?
Yeah, library's fine, we didn't have any problem with the power or the water this time. And programs are going, our reader had, 9 kids and 7 adults on Monday to come and make little decorative bits and be entertained.
Well, and I was, usually I get like 1 or 3 or 4, so, it's like, I don't wanna make all this stuff up ahead, so they all came in, it's like, well, I made 7, well, no, I made 7, we did pirates, and I did 7 parrot, puppets, and I did, I think, 6 pirate hats. So, they actually, I think all got, the older kids all got one.
Yes.
Because a lot of them were babies, I mean, they wouldn't think about that. So it was good.
So it's moving in a forward direction.
And Kathy took a picture of one of them, one of the little girls.
Yeah.
Her name is Juniper. And, she had a hat, she had her puppet, her parrot puppet. She was adorable.
Mary, you did anything?
Nope, I just did it. Thank you.
Dylan?
I'm all set, thank you. I'm all set.
You sure?
Yeah.
Bruce?
EMA, we had Chris came up, I guess it was yesterday, we did the Senate.
Yeah,
There was a piece of paper that never made it to the county to the national level. And after talking on the phone, Chris talked to him a lot more than I did, we figured out that there was one piece of paper they didn't have, so we got on the computer in the Senate, where we was talking to them on the phone, they had it. They said it was one of the best ones they'd seen for a while.
Really?
Yeah, right now.
Wow, good.
Don't give him the credit.
No.
I know it was you. You said computer, we know.
That's a key word. Yeah, on that end, I'm still working on ISO stuff and training and stuff like that, that'll be on. The other thing is, three you sitting there with all this stuff that just happened, are we gonna move forward with the generator, and if we do, how do you wish to proceed with the generator? It's setting up there, it would be nice to have it running down here.
Yes.
There was a thing, which I'll talk a little bit about at the end, where, we could have opened up the warm and half of it there again. We lost power, you got kicked out during the day.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
that's one or another.
I think we gotta figure out what we need to do to.
That's why we'd like to, either, on the committee, but talk with somebody, because I think we need to put this in for the town articles, because this is gonna be an expensive
Yeah.
deal to do. And especially if we leave it way over there and start running wire
Yeah.
back here.
Yeah.
You're gonna run in thousands of dollars on just wire. I mean, that's not digging pipe or anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The other thing I would like to know is if there was a bunch of people, that a lot of people didn't know here, that there was one person that had been without heat for quite a while. She pretty much picked it up and ran with it. I'm glad somebody did that.
Yeah.
To make sure things were taken care of. Or she, talked to different people, and that's what we need, is somebody to coordinate that stuff like that.
Yeah.
True. I mean, this lady was in, no phone or anything, most of you guys know about it there, but I don't know about the rest of these guys, so I'd like to thank you about it for doing what you did. I'm glad you picked up and went with it.
Well,
It's hard to know those things,
Yeah.
It is. It is.
Larry Lord used to do Meals on Wheels to a lot of people, and that's how he would keep in touch with what's
Right.
going on,
Yeah.
At least once a week, he'd poke his head in and say, how you doing? If they didn't throw him out, he'd get a word about how they're doing.
well, fortunately, this lady has one neighbor that extends himself, a great deal to help her. And, but we were running into the situation where he was working out of town for 4 days through this cold spell, so we kind of tried to scramble around and see what we could do, but she was pretty much stranded without a telephone and, propane, so she was,
Was he running out of propane?
Well, the propane people wouldn't, she had a person that plowed, but they didn't plow in such a way that the propane people felt that they could deliver.
They were lazy when you climb over the snowbank to give her heat.
Well, I wasn't.
I'll say it how it is.
But, so as a result, she was kind of snowed in, and,
What, you plow out?
No. The neighbor went down with his tractor and opened up the snowbank so the propane could be delivered.
and then he worked to get the gas running.
Dedicated firefighter for your town.
Does the Grateful Undead do anything about that?
Well,
Sort of thing?
that was something that I have given thought to. My first inclination, because, it happened around the time that our general assistant person was in, I approached her because, it didn't seem to be, that finances necessarily were a barrier, it was more resources. So, my question to her was, the general assistant usually helps with, such things, but financial assistance as well. So, she recommended, Southern Maine Agency on Aging, but, any of these referrals required to have either the person or caregiver, with phone in hand.
Oh, right.
We can't refer for them.
Right.
And this particular neighbor, thought that, she might not be entirely receptive to, because I can't speak for her, but,
Right, right.
or a family, but given the situation, as long as she has access to the outside world,
Right.
then she may feel that she can, handle things on her own.
Right, right.
But my first and foremost concern was having some sort of phone. That was the big barrier. And if you have cell phones, because she had cell phones, but they just didn't work. They weren't activated, up and running, nothing. Son's
Yeah.
out of state. So, yeah, you need, whether it be the old-fashioned landline or a tried and true, and they have, I guess the state does provide cell phones, and prepaid cards. So those are all, there are options there. It's just a matter of getting her set up so that should the need arise, she can at least contact somebody for help.
Right.
That's the big thing.
I've noticed when my phone doesn't work, I can still text people.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had a situation today, I'm dealing with a business, and I had pictures to show them, and I have to text it to the lady's private phone, which gets us back to the same problems we've had with phones before, where it's, you don't want your business phone and your private phone.
Yeah.
Intermittent.
Yeah.
It just mentioned it, that's all, because it'll come up more, especially since you're saying that landlines are gonna go away, which I can see, absolutely makes sense.
That's what this one person said, so that may, I think, it's just a
We all have those
Responsibility
phones,
down.
we don't have, we don't need landlines anymore.
No, I hung on to mine for a very long time, but basically it was just there for spam people to call me.
That's what I've got.
So I just let it go,
I get a lot of person calls on the number. Not all spam.
Kathy's more old-fashioned.
Chris?
Well, you guys touched on two things. I was gonna ask about the status of the Long Road letter. And then the FEMA thing. When do you guys anticipate starting to have staff / get ready for a town meeting? Budget meetings and stuff. That was one thing that I wanted to touch base with. Other than that, it's just we've been doing intersections, setting banks, getting trucks. Get caught up and keep up on maintenance on those. both the sand pile and the salt piles looking good still, so we're good there. Should be plenty enough for the rest of the year, as long as nothing catastrophic happens, and we have a nice storm of 98 again.
Yeah.
I'm messy, I've been talking to the Allegiance trucks over in Portland, or Falmouth, I guess it is, it's Portland North. Trying to get the 21 back up there, but not hinder our snow removal, so it's looking, hopefully like next week we can get it in, and doesn't, as of right now, there's nothing major for snowstorm in the forecast that we're gonna need it for. So I'm hoping to get that up there. I think that's everything for right now.
Anything else? Fuels, doing okay?
Yeah, seeing Scott's been coming and he'll text us, say, hey, you need fuel, yes, no, how many gallons? He's been on that. Heating fuel, he's been right on.
You have any trouble getting power service or anything this year?
No,
So that's, last year, I know that
yeah,
was,
no, everything's been going good as far as that goes. The only thing that I ran into was, wipe and blades, which is by a different brand. So, you know, you have ones you like, work great, but you can't get them. Other than that, everything else has been right in stock, and we've had good luck getting, yeah.
all your parts you needed so far, you've been able to get your hands on it within a couple days.
Most of them, yeah, nothing crazy, so it's, you know, a couple days a week, whatever, it's been right there, so. Most of that stuff's been good.
Okay, then.
How did the, I haven't heard, the vote went go,
It passed.
Everything.
they passed? I didn't hear it.
The vote was, I think, around 30-9, thereabouts.
It was, the sale of off-premises consumption, I think was like 33, yes, and like 7 no, whatever it was, I don't remember. 6 no, I think it was. Then the on consumption was 30-9.
I have something. Where we have, or Bob has adjusted the overnight temperature, will we be using more fuel? I know we're on auto delivery, but should we keep an eye on that, because that's gonna fluctuate our usage a little bit?
Well, the one I adjusted was there, this one, and it's not working, so. What I did do though is I adjusted the system to run on the weekend, so far I don't think it's gonna make a difference.
Okay.
That the building would be occupied on the weekend.
Okay. So that changes it from what, like 66
I
to
don't
70
know,
or
really.
something?
Probably need to go back and change it back. I don't think it's really doing anything for us right now. Is Girl Scout room still set something? That won't own it all down there.
Don't let it freeze.
No, that's why I set it to 70 to work. Keep that in the building a little warm. Little bite of wind right now, boy. Well, you know, with the cricket poles.
Yeah.
You
gotta teach them cows every 4 or 5 minutes to take a sip.
Right. I was gonna take and go from one water bowl to the next and just make a continuous loop, that way no matter which one drinks, water's always running through it.
Yeah.
And then just put a 1/4 inch line out the back wall and just run water all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would've helped this weekend, but.
Yeah.
I can tell you for a fact that no matter what you do, that cow is gonna screw it up. I can tell you.
You got that on there. 100%.
You need to get a source of spring water.
Ooh.
Spring water that's free.
I was wondering outside the back door. It's the problem with getting it into the barn.